Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mara stock chart planning update video. The goal of this chart planning video is going to be to address the risk of Bitcoin in the eyes of, if you are looking to potentially hold the stock long term, if you are just looking to hold on to the stock for the rest of the year. I just want to talk about the risk involved in all these different scenarios and of course what my own opinion is on that, because I noticed there's a lot of investors and traders out there that are looking to accumulate Mara um, because they believe it's a good strategy to take advantage of Bitcoin by buying Mara. And I want to address that. I want to address my opinion or express my opinions on it and how that look, how I see that personally. Um, Before we do get started, there's a few things I want to say. First thing is I am working on finishing up this setup, right? I have a display sitting in front of me that I can't use just yet. I got a desktop that's going to be on the way soon. There's a really nice microphone I'm going to have it's going to make, I'm going to be able to create live streams with all this nice equipment. Things are going to improve a lot more. I'm going to be able to, like I said, make better content for you guys, and we're going to be doing a lot of live streams. A lot of live streams. It's going to be me doing my thing, trading live in front of you guys. So hopefully, hopefully, you guys enjoy that. So I'm going to make things look a lot better, sound a lot better, and yeah, we're really going to get this going. But yeah, before we do get started though, everything I say in this video is not financial advice. It's just my own personal opinion. This is just a way for me to express my views on whatever asset we're going to be covering today, which is Mara, and some Bitcoin as well. And again, it is not a way, or I'm not recommending or telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold any asset during this video. Again, it's just me expressing my own personal opinions. And last thing, I noticed there are and I understand there are a lot of fake accounts out there, and I hope you guys understand that too. Just so you know, I would never message you directly. Anytime you get a message that you think it's from me, double check, understand that, you know, look at my name on YouTube, look at my name on Discord, my name on social medias, understand that that's what my names look like. Don't I'm never going to message you guys directly, so please understand that, if I do, it's because it's most likely a fake account, and just be aware, look at the names, guys, so don't fall into any traps, right? So just be very aware of your surroundings in the internet, right? And so yeah, to get started here, right? I'm going to be going over, Mara and Bitcoin correlation, as well as what my views are on it. But to address the long-term aspect of it, I've been, a few people have been telling me that they are accumulating Mara for long-term, and there's nothing wrong with that, because again, it is their own personal opinion. It's the investment they want to make, but I want to express my view on that. So we understand that currently, right? We understand that Bitcoin is, and I'm going to talk about this before we get into the more detailed technical analysis aspect of everything. We understand for a while, since late 2022 or just late 2022, Bitcoin has been rallying up quite a bit. We are up a lot since, the last 2 years. And, of course, there is still a lot more expected upside to go. But let me make sure I didn't run out of battery on this, because I haven't charged it in a while. All right, we're still good. So understanding that Bitcoin goes up over time, there's halving cycles that cause the price to go up a lot, and then we see a large drop that can roughly 80% drops after the bull cycles, and it repeats, right? But understanding that, so I'm going to quickly show you guys on the weekly candle charts what that looks like, right? So for quite some time, Bitcoin just, and this is my estimated bull market top, conservative bull market top for the cycle. So I'm expecting a lot more upside. Excuse me, but we understand that Bitcoin has big rises, big drops, big rises, big drops, big rises, and then eventually we'll have another big drop. And this is how it goes, right? But it goes up over time. Now, when you compare that to the bigger picture on Mara, we understand that Mara is, so as you guys can see, we understand that Mara is going down over time. It makes new lows, it makes new higher lows, it makes lower lows and it makes lower highs every single cycle top. So it is, it is very clear and that Mara long term is a very tough asset to own unless you've been accumulating down here and you most likely have a lot of upside potential. But what I'm trying to express is due to the lower highs that happens every bull cycle, right? So as you can see again, one more time, it goes higher and it keeps falling down lower. It's realistic to believe that, yeah, when Bitcoin finally reaches its all-time high, which can be somewhere well above $100,000, so somewhere above $100,000, we're going to reach all-time high on Bitcoin, right? Somewhere up there. So it's realistic to believe that, the price can easily push Mara up. It can easily push Mara up over time into the green fib area right here, right? Because that is a lower high than the previous, which was up here. This was the high for the 2020 bull market when they halved, and then it went up. And now we're repeating, right? We halved, and now we're waiting for the price to shoot up as well. So this is a bit lower, but it still has that room for Bitcoin to influence the stock to reach a bit higher, right? But then what comes after that, potentially, due to history, we can potentially see, this stock after Bitcoin tops and it begins to, it starts the new bear cycle that can last like 2 years, and we can see the price of Bitcoin drop like 80%, which means we can easily see Mara, right? We can easily see Mara drop quite a bit eventually once we reach the bull market cycle top. We can see the price reach down quite a bit, reaching these previous swing lows, even reaching, even potentially reaching less than $1 with time, potentially, right? This is of course due to Mara is, and there's a lot of people saying one thing and another, but I'm gonna say my opinion. You guys can express your opinion as well in the comments. But this is my opinion, right? Mara is still a young company, even though they've been around for just over 10 years. They are still a very young company. They need to create, excess capital to keep their operation alive, to keep expanding. So even though mining Bitcoin, and there's a lot of videos on it, there's a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts, a lot of social media videos about this. Mining Bitcoin is not easy, right? It is very costly, and you always have to replace equipment over time because they do not last forever, right? And then we have power bills, this and that, and we have all this equipment costs a lot, and again, it needs to constantly be replaced and constantly needs to be maintenance. So Mara has a lot of expenses that they can't really get around, right? Because all these things need to be managed, right? And then you have also, they're trying to expand, which means they're even buying more mining equipment. And in order to do this, it's they're making, millions of dollars a month mining Bitcoin, and they're controlling their debt quite well, actually. You guys can do your own research on this. It's public information. You can look at their spreadsheets yourself if you understand how to read those things. But they're handling debt very, very well, and they are actually doing much better than a lot of other mining companies. And they are able to hold onto Bitcoin and save, which gives them the added equity of owning Bitcoin for future gains, right? Which can be one of the reasons we can see Mara go up into that green area right here around over $40, because sometime next year, because they're fortunate enough to hold onto Bitcoin and continue to add to it, right? Unlike other mining companies that have to pretty much sell all their Bitcoin to stay afloat, right? But then, of course, we, on top of all those expenses, and those expenses will continue even when the bear market begins and carries out. We can easily see the stock fall and reach close to $0 there. We can see the stock fall quite a bit, and then once it does, that would be a good indication that, hey, it's a good time to start buying again and hold for the next the bull cycle, right? But we need to understand that if you are a long-term investor on Mara, there is the risk of um, increasing profitability due to all these expenses that involve with mining, um, what future regulations can look like in the U.S. in the future, and of course, I do personally believe that and the majority of their mining is in the U.S., although they have exposure outside the U.S. But I do believe that in the United States there are positive, very large, good positive future for mining Bitcoin, but um, it's not anything can happen. Plus, you also have the expenses. You also have when Bitcoin goes down, that's less money than Mara is going to be making. So they're trying to juggle, all these expenses to maintain, their equipment working on top of, dropping Bitcoin prices. And that's something to be, mindful of once we do enter into a new bear cycle after the bull cycle. So understand that, if you are holding onto Bitcoin long term, understand that you gotta, be comfortable with holding onto the stock for like 20 years, right? You gotta hold onto the stock for like the next 10 to 20 years at least, until they, potentially organize themselves a lot more, where they can, stop diluting to increase income. Because again, diluting shares, it's very important for a young company because they need that capital to expand, right? So it's risking the short term for a very, very nice potential long term, right? So it's all part of it. It's nothing bad. It's actually good that they're doing that because again, they're focused on the future, and focus on the future is much better than focusing on the short term, right? Um, so that's a green flag in my opinion. But you need to understand that, man, like Mara long term means at least 10 years, right? And that's being conservative. So I hope you guys understand this. This is why I personally like to trade this stock short term and take advantage of you know the current bullish structure that we're in that started as well in late 2022. So like right here, and then we're trading. We're currently in that from the start of here to the top of the structure so far. We are trading in the discounted area, and I'm looking to continue to accumulate shares if price reaches the red area once again, and then I'm looking to start selling out a lot of those positions back in the green area as well. But I'm just staying patient, guys. I'm just staying patient with this stock. This isn't. It's one of the stocks I like to focus on quite a lot. Besides Bitcoin, and some cryptos that I plan to show you guys. Once I start live streaming, it's something I want to, I want to make what I talk about on this channel a lot more diverse, right? I want to look at a lot of other cryptos that are doing quite well that I really like, and some other crypto related stocks and all that. But as of right now, until I get those live streams started, we're just gonna focus on what we're doing now. But yeah. So understanding the long term for Mara, and it's this is how it goes, right? No matter how much hype there is, you guys gotta understand that there's stuff that happens in the background that can suppress the stock too, right? So that's why I focus on the short term as of right now until the stock proves to that it's done doing those long term declining moves, right? But yeah, for Bitcoin, we're still in this downtrend. We are very much in the discounted half of the overall bearish structure right here. So it's real good if you guys are looking to hold for the rest of the year. Um, but yeah, what I really like though is that this area that I drew out a few days ago is still holding. Let me put that back. Um, Bitcoin, dipped a little bit lower, breaking below this support area, but did recover back up it quite quickly, and I like that. That shows that there is a lot of price strength, including this 0.35 right here, which is the bottom of this retracement area. That is also acting as a potential support. We're obviously still in a short-term downtrend because we haven't made a new, excuse me, higher high. Excuse me. We're still downtrending, and it looks like we're potentially using the 0.5 as a resistance as well. So we really want to focus on. I'm going to take this off. I'm not going to. There's a lot of confusion right here. So we want to see, prices stay strong. We can see the price fall back down back into the 57,000 range. That's completely fine, but we want to see prices either consolidate or push higher from here. We don't really want to see prices break below this, although we are still within that really nice overlapping accumulation area, which is this rectangular line. If you guys want to know how I got this, a quick explanation is basically I got retracement, fib retracement tools starting from here, going down to here, and then from this overall structure mixing up with the current bullish structure that we're in. They all overlap primarily in this area, so I'm using this as a strong support area, which so far it's looking real good, right? But understanding that Bitcoin is looking to finally start breaking higher. We're in September, which even though September is known to be let me sure I still got battery. Yeah. This video is really lengthy right now, so I'm gonna try to get through it. But yeah, September is known as a negative month, although it's different. We have rate cuts happening this time, and although rate cuts does not mean that we're going to see higher prices right away, we could easily see like a 1 to 2 week long decline in the overall markets when rate cuts are announced. Right? It does not mean, and historically they do not always go up right away. But understanding that, we can easily see a mostly flat. I don't see a much of a downside in September for Bitcoin. Anything can happen though, and I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. But due to a lot of macro, positive economic news, at a minimum, I see Bitcoin mostly flat for the rest of September. But that's very silly as well, because we're not going to see flat prices for a whole month after seeing all this consolidation going on right here, which is very beautiful in my opinion. The structure here is, man, it's quite strong. But yeah, guys, I'm using this as an accumulation area because I'm very bullish short term and long term on Bitcoin for the rest of this year. I don't really see lower prices coming up, but if we do, of course, we still have this larger picture triangle pattern, which means we can easily see, if we do, we can easily see prices retest the purple fib area, which I will pull to the side. And then if anything, so retesting this area and then also using this ascending support as a support, right? Because it is within that larger picture triangle pattern. But regardless, I don't see much downside from here. This is my personal opinion, but I do see real short term. We can easily fall back like $2,000 and retest 57,000. That's very, very possible. But again, we'll see what happens with that. But so we see potential short-term downside that can easily start off as soon as market open Tuesday, and then how that can affect Mara is that can be the reason Mara did Mara fall on Friday? I don't remember. Yeah, it did. It fell with crypto, even though the overall market actually rallied. So we can easily see this pop up, Tuesday market. But most likely due to Bitcoin probably going to see a little bit of consolidation in this area right here. Personally, that's what I believe. Or we see a little bit more of a consolidation right here. Short term, we can easily see Mara reach a bit closer towards that one, or the point, or the one red line right here, right? The first one. We can easily see a retest that, and then potentially even retest the support right here, and then quickly bounce up from there. Also with Mara, I don't see much downside. But easily this stock can easily drop 10% from here. It can easily drop 10%. So keep in mind, right? We want to see Bitcoin start to confirm its bullish trend before we start seeing, or confirm continuation of its bullish trend before we start seeing Mara go up even anymore. I am bullish on this stock for the rest of this year and as well as for 2025, because of course, just like I show in pretty much every video, this is my my estimated top, right? And then from there, I'm looking to not buy long. Once it reaches that area, I'm looking to absolutely sell out of Mara and not really mess with it too much throughout the bear cycle, because I plan to just be shorting, doing a lot of short positions on crypto itself, and I'll be showing that to you guys live once I finally get the streaming going. But But yeah, guys, we can easily see a bit more like roughly like a 10% downside from here, and this can happen very quickly. And then from there, we can see finally we can start seeing a bit more upside. But understand that you know um, I personally don't think that Mara is it's a buy right now if you're short term, right? But if you're looking to hold on to it for the next 3 months at a minimum, then I feel like it's looking pretty good. But understand that there's a lot of risk, especially this week, right? Within the next 4 days of trading, it's going to be really tough with this stock. I don't really think it's a good idea to short it either. I think it's just a good idea to watch it, sit back, watch it, and not really worry about it too much, and just wait for things to clear up a little bit more with Bitcoin, so we can have better correlation with Mara. Then we can go on from there. But it's not looking very bullish short term right now. That's my opinion on it. But as you guys can see, I do have an estimate on what to look at in the future. So I am bullish on the stock, just not this week, and it's just it needs more time, right? So we just want to watch it for now. Yeah, hopefully this video made sense, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I have my social medias linked down below, as well as my website, which contains a link to my um, Discord community server. It's all free. Everyone, if you like crypto, you're welcome. Um, Everyone's welcome if you like crypto. It's a friendly environment. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.